Hey everyone, I'm Flo, Dude is behind the camera, and we are all about life made simple, ordinary, and joyful. Today we are sharing a recipe that has been that I've been making for many years, although I haven't made it for a really long time. And so today I wanted to share this with you because it is super simple. It's like an under 15-minute type of recipe, all done on the stovetop. Even though I love the Instant Pot and it's great for many recipes. You know, when it doesn't make sense to use it, I'm not going to. So we are going to boil the pasta on the stove, and I'm going to make the filling here. Well, it's not really a filling. Did I even tell you what I'm making? I'm making Sicilian peasant pasta, and I have to say I love peasant food, stews and things that are made from scraps from the fridge, whatever it takes to get a good meal on the table, and that's what we're using today. We are using breadcrumbs and anchovies and garlic and Parmesan, and that is just going to bring everything together into this pasta. So let's get started. I am using a pasta called gemelli pasta, and we really like it because it's a little bit resistant, like if you cook it al dente, and I like using it for this type of pasta because all of the grooves and nooks and crannies is what will hold all the breadcrumbs in and give you that perfect bite with a little bit of crunch and tenderness in the pasta. My water is now boiled on the stove, and I've added some salt in there. I've also remember hearing from Italians that if your water is not as salty as the sea, then it's not salty enough. So don't be afraid to put in a little extra salt, because that's what's going to give your pasta flavor. So I'm going to get that started right now. I'm using anchovies, and I'm only making half a pound of pasta, so I'm going to use 3 anchovy fillets, and they're quite big. Oh, this is just a half of one. I might have to pull out another one. They're all halves. All right, that's how much I'm using. You can use as little or as much as you want. It's up to you. If you don't like anchovies, don't even use them. How about that?
Couldn't be bothered.
All right, so I'm just going to chop these up into little itty bitty pieces.
Oh, hey, I forgot to say Happy Valentine's Day, all you Valentines out there.
All you Valentines out there, how many you got?
Oh.
Okay, so it's just finely chopped. And if you don't have any anchovies, but you say have anchovy paste, you can use a teaspoon of anchovy paste as well. And that's essentially it. I'm going to heat up my pan. That probably took the most work.
What, turning on the pan?
Chopping the anchovies.
Oh, right.
And I'm going to heat the pan up on like medium low. Like you don't really want it to be too hot because garlic tends to burn really quickly. Let's not do that. I have 1 clove of garlic. And again, if you want more garlic, you can add another clove. Otherwise, just leave it at 1.
That's pretty big anyways.
Yeah. If you don't like garlic, don't use it. Pretty simple. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I'm going to get my garlic going. Oh, it smells so good already. As soon as that garlic hits the oil, stir that around for a few seconds. Then we're going to put our anchovies in. Oh, look at the popping. You don't want to get your camera all oily. Okay, and half a cup of breadcrumbs.
The fragrance.
Oh my goodness, it smells so good. And you know what, guys? That's it.
No.
That's it, really. Now we're just waiting for our pasta to be done. Okay, so panko is a breadcrumb, a Japanese breadcrumb. If you don't have panko, just use regular breadcrumbs.
But you really should use panko.
Panko's so much better. I hope you guys are all enjoying these simple recipes. I can definitely give more complicated recipes, but that's not how I live. I live simply, and I hope that these are helpful to you. Let me know if you want to see more of these type of recipes in the comments below. And once the pasta is done, just drop it in and mix. Just make sure that you drain the pasta really well, because you don't really want the liquid to soften the panko mixture, the breadcrumb mixture. And that is essentially it. I'm going to put some Parmesan cheese on top. And if you want, you can also chop up some parsley. And this is a great side to have. You can have it with a salad, or if you're doing a piece of meat on the side. It's all good. And I'm adding about 1/4 cup, but you can add as much or as little as you like, or until your hand gets tired, whichever comes first. And just give that a stir, and that's it. Are you all ready for
The taste. Just to clarify that there's only one Valentine, and that's you, Flo. So if you guys didn't know, a little bit of behind the scenes, a little bit BTS on Flo is that when she cooks food, she likes variety so much in fact, that you won't see dishes come around the rotation for literally years. So the kids may remember this as their favorite dish, but it may come back to haunt them as in current day, they don't like it at all. So we'll have to see. But what's not to like about panko and anchovies and the strong flavors of the garlic and Parmesan? Real simple, but super flavorful. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if you guys know, we've been filming in 4K for some time, trying to see all those little details of the panko bits intermingled, partying with the anchovies bits and the garlic. So yeah, you definitely want to have pasta. I think, was that traditionally they use spaghetti or spaghettini with this, which I don't think would be a bad thing at all. So we're gonna try that next time. One thing for sure is that the fragrance of the garlic and the Parmesan and anchovy, it's strong, so it may not be for everyone. When you're biting through it and you get a particular piece that is completely enveloped in that panko, it's a fantastic mouthfeel. And when the flavors popping in your mouth, yeah, it's good. And I don't know if you guys have been checking out our videos talking about our big goal for 2020 and blowing away our debt. And one of the things is that we have to look at is food consumption. You can't get around that. But it's not the case that we have to resort to eating crummy food just to save a buck or two. It's just choices, intentional choices. And this one doesn't have big slabs of meat in there. Just simple, but fantastic flavors. So way to go, Flo, for bringing it out of the archives.
Thanks, dude. This recipe is pretty old in my repertoire, but just do a search for it on the blog, or we'll link to it in the description below. And if you like simple recipes like this, make sure you check out all of my other ones off to the side over there. Thanks for watching.